The motion control madness never stops when you're gel. Okay, folks, I got something interesting today. Now, you see, a lot of people seem to think that Nintendo invented motion control with the Wii. As I've proven in the past, this is false. Plastic Sword games, they do predate the Wii. There's also, you know, the iToy and Samba Maracas kind of count. There's a bunch of things, that's my point. But at the very least, the Wii was the first motion control dedicated game console, right? Wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the XaviX port. Released in 2005, this thing predates the Wii. It actually predates the 360, so it predates the announcement of the Wiimote and motion control. In fact, it does not ever use the term motion control anywhere in its advertisements. I actually did see this thing at Best Buy. Now, as you might have been able to tell from the name, if you watched my previous videos, the XaviX port is from XaviX. Those are the same people that made that plastic sword game I like. So when I saw this thing at Best Buy, I really wanted to get it, but it was too fucking expensive. The system itself was like $75, and the games were like $50 a piece. They're like $50, $60 a piece, and each one came with their own controller. And I was looking at it, and the graphics basically looked the same as the standalone plug-and-play thing, so I was wondering, why do I even need the system? But I said, I'll get it when it drops in price, and then it just vanished. Come to find out, XaviX is still around. They're still making things. So they still have their company website up, so they're still selling these things at full price. Luckily, hit up eBay and managed to get basically a complete XaviX port collection. There's a few games missing, but this is almost the entire thing. We've got golf. We've got boxing. We've got bowling. We've got baseball. And we've got tennis times 3. They sent me 3 copies of tennis. It was like a Radio Shack clearance account. They had these in the back room, and they had 3 tennises. Okay! Now, what I found particularly interesting after buying this thing was, that selection of games sounds a little familiar. In fact, that's the lineup of Wii Sports! The exact lineup! Baseball, bowling, boxing, tennis, golf. So I have the full proto Wii Sports collection, and it only cost me $100 plus $40 in shipping. On the plus side, it did ship very quickly. I was surprised. That probably sounds really expensive, but I did the math, and it's actually a pretty good deal compared to what these things originally sold at. Whatever. You get the idea. I need to get this box out of here. We aren't going to be controlling any motion. Oh, good lord, that looks terrible out there. We're kind of in the middle of some cleaning. Ugh. Yeah. Can't control any motion with this thing in here. Get out of here! Fish tanks. Anyway, one thing that I particularly like about this stupid XaviX port, though, is the way the games go into it. As you can see, it's cartridge-based. You almost could have guessed that. The way the cartridges go in, so you actually... Oh, God, I wish the video quality was better. Push this thing down. So, to put in tennis, place it on top, push in, push down, and now it's all framed and nice. This thing, I need to bust out like a better camera for this, because this thing looks so super pretty. It's all nice and glossy. It's a shame mine's a little scuffed up. The XaviX itself was the only thing that didn't come in a proper box with the instructions. It had all the wires, though. It is a very pretty design system. Now, actually getting the game out, little problematic. But let's face it, there's one thing you want to see. The boxing, especially because that's not just any boxing. That's Jackie Chan fitness boxing. I think it's kind of almost counts as the only third-party game, I'm not sure. You'll notice something very strange about the Jackie Chan one. It has a sensor built into the cartridge. In fact, it's the same kind of sensor you saw in the plastic sword games, the 4 lights and the thing. I found that different games actually have different sensor configurations and require you to place the XaviX port in different ways. Like the tennis just uses this thing in the front. It requires you to place it on top of the TV. Once again, most, actually, emphasis on most, controllers are completely devoid of electronics. These are the Jackie Chan boxing gloves. But tennis racket is an exception. Let me test something. Yup. There's 2 AA batteries in this. So that way, it can have a button that shoots infrared light, so that way you can like make menu selections and stuff. Actually, since I'm trying to tell, does looks like it's actually flashing as I swing it. Interesting. Wonder what that means in the long run of how these things work. The tennis game, by the way, did come with 2 rackets. One red one and one blue one. Yeah, this is fucking pink. This is pinkish shit. You might be able to make an argument for purple, but this is not red. I so wish I could get this camera to make things not make everything look yellow. I'm absolutely pissed on it. That's what happens when you're recording with a PlayStation Eye in a relatively dark room. Anyway, also, miracle of miracles, the XaviX port does record with my normal recording device, meaning that the resolution is in fact higher than average. Anyway, I have been dilly-dallying long enough. I can't believe I just used that term. Put in this Jackie Chan power boxing, plug this thing in, and I have absolutely no clue how I am going to sync this. Shit's gonna get a little awkward. Actually, hold on. Considering I've spent this long just showing you boxes and stuff, I'm going to stop this right now, make this a separate video file, and then start recording again after I see if I can find a mirror or something. That would help. Be back in a second.